I would like to call this village board meeting of Thursday, June 4th, 2026 to order. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Trustee Schmidt.
Here.
Trustee Siddiqui.
Here.
Trustee Light.
Here.
Trustee Meritato.
Here.
Trustee Matrasco. Trustee Viacon.
Here.
President Gianelli.
Present. Tonight, the 2026 Village of Glendale Heights graduates will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Graduates, please join us up in the front. Are you ready? Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Stay where you are. Thank you so much. So, Glendale Heights community, thank you. For those of you watching at home, for those of you here with us in the room, we have some very special people that we'd like you to meet. These are some of our 2026 Glendale Heights graduates. So I'm going to ask you to tell me your name and where you graduated from. Okay.
Hill. Bridge.
What school did you go to?
Bridge Hill.
Winnebago. Congratulations. Good job.
Javian Beauregard, and I graduated from Civic Academy, Glendale Heights.
My name is Marima Viacon, and I am also a graduate of Civic Academy, Glendale Heights.
Matthew Epstein, National Louis University.
Giovanni Gianelli, graduate of the 2026 cycle of Civic Academy.
Delilah, and Glendale Heights Civic Academy.
Cece, Lombard East.
Debbie McKenzie, Civic Academy.
Congratulations. Thank you everyone for coming. And I'm also a graduate and I wanted to share my cap that my sister made for me. I'm Rebecca Gianelli. I graduated from Northern Illinois University with my bachelor's degree in political science, but it says Mom, Mayor, Graduate. And so I thought that was really special. But I'd love if we could do a group photo. And overall, I want to just say thank you to the community, to the parents and the kids who couldn't be here, but to the educators, to the teachers in our communities who work at our schools, including Trustee Viacon, who is a member of our school district, and all of the teachers, administrators, superintendents, principals. Our kids rely on you and we rely on you, and we thank you for all of your efforts. So let's do a quick photo.
You leaving already? You getting out, Pat? Okay. Very well. Oh, wait, all right. See. Why you here? We're non-graduates. We're not grads.
I graduated grammar school.
Are you ready, everyone? Yes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Congratulations.
What? No. I didn't say anything about dandelions. I'm checking, Mike. Making sure.
Okay, we are moving on to petitions and communications. Board report, Trustee Beacom.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no board report for today.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Meritato.
Thank you, Mayor. I had 4 complaints. I went to the memorial ceremony and our concert in the park. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Schmidt.
I attended the ordinance committee meeting, the Memorial Day ceremony, and the ESDA meeting last night.
Thank you. Trustee Siddiqui.
No report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Light.
Yes, actually, let's see, we had the ordinance meeting, which was a very good meeting. It was pretty quick. And then I was working the water station for Move It With the Mayor. That was entertaining. That was really fun to see all the
Yeah.
kids out there. Everybody pedaling really hard, and George, you looked great leading that pack, so
Yeah.
it was wonderful. And then the Memorial Day service, and after that, we went up to VFW for lunch, and then a concert in the park, which was a kickoff last night, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Wonderful.
That's it.
Thank you so much. Well, good evening, community. Thank you for being here. Happy June. In terms of board report, there's a lot happening right now with the village. You've heard from the board about the various events and experiences, committees, commissions that we're all involved in. And so I really want to just highlight a couple recently. I echo Trustee Light's assessment of the Move With the Mayor. It was really fun. I made it up the hill that was unadvertised hill. I made it up that hill, so I was pretty happy about that. But it was really fun, a great way to connect with our neighbors, be healthy, and just enjoy our spaces here in Glendale Heights. And then beyond that, the Memorial Day service, I just want to say again, thank you to our partners at the VFW for always being their open door policy, but also just the beautiful way that they've woven themselves into the fabric of who Glendale Heights is. And for everyone who attended, I thought this was one of our best attended ceremonies, but also one of the most moving in recent memory. So that is my report. Moving on to community announcements, Doug Flynn, Village Administrator.
Thank you, Mayor. Next coffee and chat with the village president and board will be Saturday, June 6th, Linda Jackson Center for Senior Citizens, 10 a.m. to noon. Unable to attend, have any comments, suggestions, or questions for the village president or village board, please call the village president's office anytime, 630-909-5302, or contact your local district trustee.
Thank you. Jason Enberg, Director of Community Development.
The Village of Glendale Heights Historical Committee invites the public to attend the Historic House Open House on Saturday, June 27th from 10 a.m. to noon. The Glendale Heights Historic House is located at 311 Windy Point Drive at Heritage Park and features displays of Glendale Heights history dating back to when the village was officially incorporated on July 13th, 1959. Featured at the Historic House will be firefighter gear and equipment sponsored by the Glenside Fire Protection District. For more information, please contact Jessica at 630-260-6060 or Trustee Michael Light at 630-909-5308.
Thank you. Police Chief George Pappas.
Thank you, Mayor. Join the Glendale Heights Police Department for the annual Cops and Bobbers Fishing Derby on Saturday, June 13th from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. The Cops and Bobbers Fishing Derby will be held at Lake Becerra, located at 1736 Paul Avenue, and is a free family event. No pre-registration is required, and the Glendale Heights Police Department will be providing warrants. Let's see who can reel in the biggest fish and win some great prizes.
They just stopped, right? I think I saw the photos of all the
I just seen some, yeah.
The
There was
fishes
a
going
video for
in.
it.
Wasn't your daughter that ate the earthworm?
Mia
Whoa,
ate
whoa.
earthworm? Yeah, I think that did happen. No, she says no.
No, it did not.
It didn't happen. This year maybe, this year.
Yes, Lake Becerra was just stocked.
It was just stopped.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful,
Catfish, bluegill, and minnows.
wonderful. Thank you, Chief. Director of Parks and Recreation, Bob she's not Bob.
Barb.
She's Barb.
Thank you, Mayor. Our Concert in the Park series is the perfect way to enjoy summer evenings filled with live music and great vibes. Each Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. throughout June and July features talented musicians across a variety of genres. All concerts are held at Camera Park with the exception of Wednesday, July 15th, when we will have a special concert at Heritage Park as we celebrate America 250. Bring your lawn chairs and picnic blankets and get ready to enjoy those free weekly concerts. Please note there is no concert July 1st and July 8th. And remember, food and drinks will be available for purchase, so come hungry and get excited for a great night out. For more information, please contact Jessica at 630-260-6060.
Thank you. Jeff McCumber, Director of Public Works.
Thank you, Mayor. Join the Glendale Heights Police Department for a movie with a cop held at Safety Town. On Friday, June 19th, starting at dusk, we'll be showing GOAT, along with fun interactions with Glendale Heights' finest. Movie with a Cop is sponsored by the Glenside Public Library and Kiwanis Club of Glendale Heights. For more information, please contact Tanya at 630-909-5459.
Thank you. Peter Cahill, Manager of Human Resources.
Get outside, visit our local parks, and hug a tree. The Glendale Heights Hug a Tree program encourages visitors to show their support for our local parks and trees while learning about the Glendale Heights community. To participate, find the huggable trees labeled in our parks, scan the QR code, complete the short survey, and win monthly prizes. Every entry receives a coupon for $3 off admission to the GH2O Aquatic Center. For more information, please contact Louisa at 630-909-5339.
Thank you. Director of Finance, Andrea Cravens.
Thank you, Mayor. Did you know Republic Services offers free electronic recycling available for all Glendale Heights residents? On the second regularly scheduled collection day of each month, Republic Services will collect electronic recyclables with your regular garbage and recycling collection. In order to have an item collected, you will need to contact Republic Services at least 24 hours in advance. Your electronic items should be kept separate from other waste for curbside pickup. For a complete list of acceptable items, please contact Republic Services at 847-981-0091.
Thank you. Okay, Board, moving on to item 3. I have a proclamation to proclaim the month of June as LGBTQIA+ Pride Month, as well as a proclamation to proclaim June 19th, 2026 as Juneteenth. If there are no objections, I will sign these proclamations.
Go for it.
Thank you. Moving on to public discussion of agenda items. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address this board on an agenda item only? You have the consent agenda before you. Would Village Administrator Doug Flint please read the consent agenda?
Thank you, Mayor. 1, approval of the regular board meeting minutes of May 21st, 2026. 2, approval of committee of the whole meeting minutes of May 21st, 2026. 3, approval of May 22nd, 2026 payroll and accounts payable listing with June 4th, 2026. Total amount $2,912,676.28. 4, resolution to approve and authorize the execution of an agreement between the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois, and Christopher B. Burke Engineering for the furnishing of supplemental professional engineering services. 5, resolution ratifying the execution of a proposal from Crossroads Construction Incorporated for the emergency repair of a main drain pipe at the Aquatic Center in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. 6, a resolution to authorize the issuance of a notice of award purchase order to Reindeers Inc. for the purchase of 1 Toro Multi-Pro Turf Sprayer for the Glendale Lakes Golf Course. 7, approval of pay request number 11 to Resource Environmental Solutions LLC for the Klein Creek Restoration Project. Total amount not to exceed $4,984.20. 8 is approval of consent.
Thank you. Board, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Trustee Schmidt?
I move that the board approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Viacon. Any discussion, Board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
The consent agenda is approved. Old business, there is none. New business. Item 1, a motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 4. Is there a motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 4? Trustee Light?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Meritato. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
The motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 4 is approved. Item 2, an ordinance authorizing the sale of surplus personal property owned by the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois, 1 2006 Chevrolet Impala, and 10 Ford 250 white tailgates, and 10 Ford 250 black rear bumpers. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-38. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-38?
So moved.
Trustee Siddiqui, thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Light. Any discussion, board? Yes, sir.
I'm really impressed with the Fleets Department. We held on to a 2006 Chevy Impala this long. That is absolutely incredible. Fantastic job, Jeff.
Kudos to our
Give them
Fleets
a kudos.
Department.
Tell them
Yeah.
thank you. We got our dollar out of that.
I do
It
have
looks like a 2006.
I do have a question. Are the 10 bumpers attached to the 10 trucks?
Are these just bumpers?
No. So when these are trucks that are used in parks and public works, and
Yeah.
the tailgate and bumper taken off, so we put lifts on the back of the trucks for equipment. So over the course of the last several years, we've accumulated bumpers and tailgates.
Interesting. Okay. Got it. Thank you. Any other discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-38 is approved. Item 3, an ordinance granting a map amendment and granting a final planned unit development for the property commonly known as 375 East Army Trail Road in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. This is from the 5/21/26 Committee of the Whole meeting. This is, first reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-39. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-39?
Still move.
Thank you, Trustee Viacon.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Schmidt. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-39 is approved. Item 4, an ordinance to amend a previously approved planned unit development for High Grove Center of DuPage, East Campus in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois, 400 Regency Drive. From the 5/21/2026 Committee of the Whole, first reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-40. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-40? Trustee Meritato?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Schmidt. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-40 is approved. Item 5, a resolution to approve a final plat of subdivision, the final engineering, site and landscape plans, and the final architectural plans for the property located at 375 East Army Trail Road in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. From the 5/21/2026 Committee of the Whole, this is Resolution 2026-R-81. Is there a motion to adopt Resolution 2026-R-81? Trustee Light?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Viacon. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Resolution 2026-R-81 is approved. Item 6, a resolution to approve a final plat of subdivision and the final engineering and landscape plans for the property located at 400 Regency Drive in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois, from the 2026 Committee of the Whole. This is Resolution 2026-R-82. Is there a motion to adopt Resolution 2026-R-82? Trustee Schmidt?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Meritato. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Resolution 2026-R-82 is approved. Item 7, a resolution authorizing the execution of a marketing agreement by and between the Village of Glendale Heights and Utility Service Partners Private Label, Inc., doing business as Service Line Warranties of America, from the 5/28/26 Ordinance Committee meeting. This is Resolution 2026-R-83. Administrator Flint?
Thank you, Mayor. We have Mike Chambers online. If we can have some discussion about this so we can help the public better understand what this service line agreement is. And Mike is here on Zoom. Hello, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hello, everyone.
And this document here is our,
Yes, that's
Right,
the
board.
document we went over
pull out
at
your document.
the ordinance committee.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike, if you could, the trustees had several questions from the ordinance committee that I didn't think I was the right person to answer, so they'll have some questions for you. But if you could go over the program for the audience, kind of high-level overview of that?
You can definitely do that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'll give you guys a brief overview of everything and then save some time to answer questions. So let me know. Okay. And first off, I really want to appreciate the board allowing me a few minutes tonight to tell you a little bit about our program and how it can benefit the residents there in Glendale Heights. As I've said, my name is Mike Chambers. I work with Utility Service Partners and by HomeServe, and we administer the service line program. And through that program, we work with villages and cities all across the country to make our service line warranty products available for residents. Let's see here. We've been doing this program for over 20 years. We currently work with about 1,300 communities across the country. We have 60 there in the state of Illinois. We are a strategic partner of the International City Managers Association, as well as the Illinois City County Managers Association as well. And the reason these organizations and these communities have gotten involved with this type of program is they understand that infrastructure is getting older and older, especially when it comes to water and sewer lines. And one of the big issues is while the villages and the cities are doing their part to maintain the main water and sewer lines in the street, you have these miles and miles of lines that connect to that system that a lot of times they don't get any attention until there's an issue. And that's the residents' lateral water and sewer service line. And pretty much everywhere we go, we hear the same story. Resident will have a frozen water line that breaks, or their sewer line, collapses, or a lot of times it just gets clogged with tree roots. First thing they do is call the village. You have to send someone out there, make sure the line in the street's working properly. And typically it is, because you're doing the maintenance and the upkeep on those lines. And that's when it kind of puts you in the bad situation where you have to be the bearer of bad news to the residents. Mr. and Mrs. Resident, we found the issue. It's your water line that's broken. It's your sewer line that's collapsed. And a lot of times residents, they become upset because they don't even realize, they're responsible for these lines until you're there telling them that. And then even the residents that do realize they're responsible, they don't have the $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 it can cost to dig these lines up and make the repair. So that's where, our program comes in. First off, it's an educational program. We do a free public awareness campaign to all the homeowners there in the community, just letting them know that these lines are their responsibility, give them tips on what they can do to keep things working properly, and then also give them the opportunity to purchase a warranty should something happen, to these lines. The nice part for the village, it's a fully turnkey program. We handle all the marketing, all the billing, all the customer service, all the claims. There's no cost or anything for the village to participate. And then we do share a portion of all the revenue that's generated from the program back with the village. The nice part for your residents is even if the village does decide to participate in this program, it's nothing that's forced on them. It doesn't get added to their water bill. It simply becomes an option that should they choose, they do have an opportunity to purchase coverage to cover these lines. Now we will make 3 products available for the residents. They're all completely optional, so they can pick and choose, whatever they want. The first is our external water line coverage. That's going to cover their entire water line from where it enters the home all the way to the village's responsibility. The curb stop, that's going to cover leaking lines, broken lines, slow running lines, frozen lines, basically any disruption in their water service. There's no deductible on that program, and there's also no service fees. The second product that we'll make available is the external sewer line coverage, and that's actually probably our most popular product there in Illinois. That's going to cover the entire sewer line from where it enters the home all the way to the main. And that'll cover not only, a simple clean out, something gets flushed down there, or a lot of times, like I said, tree roots infiltrate that, but it'll also cover up to a full replacement, even repairing any kind of concrete. So if the issue is that the tap and the street needs to be disturbed, That's covered for the residents as well. If there's a sidewalk that has to be, dug up, that would be replaced too. And once again, there's no deductible on that program or any service fees. And then the final product just kind of completes the coverage. That's the in-home plumbing and drainage protection. And that's going to cover all the water and sewer lines inside the home, as well as, backed up sinks or toilets, basically any water or sewer related issue that would occur inside the walls of the home. Now, when the resident has an issue, they don't need to call the village. They can make one call to us. We have a 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week US-based call center, always answers with a live person. So they'll call in, they'll speak to one of our agents, let them know what's going on, file the claim, and then we dispatch the job to a local licensed plumber. That's another big benefit of the program, as well as we only use contractors from there in your community to do the work. A couple reasons we do that. First off, we want to keep the dollars there locally with your local businesses. But more importantly, we understand that when a resident has a broken water line or their sewer lines backing up, that's not something they can wait a day or 2 days, to get somebody out there to repair it. So by having the contractors there locally, we're able to dispatch those jobs to them immediately, have them contact the resident and make the repairs as soon as possible. It also helps to make sure that all the lines are meeting village codes, all permits are pulled, and basically everything is fixed the way the village wants it to be done. Now, as for the way we make the product available to the residents, I always get the question, are residents going to get, phone calls or things like that? We never do any telemarketing for the program. All aspects of the program are done through a direct mail educational letter. Typically, we'll send that out twice a year, once in the spring and then once again in the fall. But before we ever mail anything to your residents, we provide it to the village. You have an opportunity to review it, make sure you're happy with all the language that's in it. And then only once we get that approval from the village will we go ahead and set up a mail date and send that out, to your residents. When the residents receive it, it'll have our phone number on it. So if they want to call in and ask questions and enroll through phone, they can do it that way. They can also go onto our website and sign up through that as well. Or there'll be a tear off in a postage paid envelope that's included in all the mailers. They can just fill that out and send that back to us, and then they would be enrolled. And then, as I mentioned too, there is a portion of the revenue that actually comes back to the village. 10% of every dollar we collect, we give back there to the community. Some of our partners have done some cool things where they'll set those funds aside, and maybe there's a low-income family one month that has a need to pay a water bill or a sewer bill. There's dollars for that. Others, or maybe there's a resident that doesn't have our policy, but they end up having a break. There's dollars for that. Others are putting it back into special projects. It's really up to the village how you would want to use those funds. Now, as I said earlier, there are around 60 communities here in Illinois participating. This is just a list of a few of them here. As I said, we've been doing the program for over 20 years. Just in the past 3 years alone, we fixed over 1.2 million lines across the country, saving residents almost $1 billion. So it is something we're seeing more and more every year. The program is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. And then we do a customer satisfaction survey to every resident that files a claim. And that it's out of 5 stars. So right now we have a 4.8 star rating across the country. And that deals with questions is, how was the contractors? How was, the service? How timely did everything get repaired? And that sort of thing. So, but yeah, that is kind of the overview and highlights of the program. We'd just like to answer any questions for you.
Mike, did you go through the pricing?
Yes. So the external water line coverage runs $5.99 per month. The external sewer line coverage runs $11.49 per month. And then the in-home plumbing and drainage coverage is $15.99 per month. And that's the rate that's across the entire state of Illinois. We don't measure the lines or anything like that. Everybody in the state gets the same cost.
Trustee Light?
Mike, I have a couple quick questions for you.
Yes.
Will they need to contact an adjuster for any supplements or for any other items found after starting the project?
Yeah, no, so that's the nice part about our program is we really make it very customer friendly. Just a one call. They make one call to us. We work directly with the contractor, so they don't have to worry about getting reimbursed or anything like that. We pay the contractor directly. So basically, it's really a peace of mind for your residents because a lot of times, when they have that issue with a sewer or water line, they really don't know who to call even to get it repaired. You have to go through and try to find a contractor. With this program in place, they call us, and we already have the contractor network set up. We disperse it, right to the contractor, and then we pay them directly.
Perfect. One other quick question. The in-home plumbing, that does not include restoration. That is just the pipe itself, and whatever restoration is up to your insurance company.
Correct, yeah, so this is kind of a supplement to what you're in home. It's really mainly to cover, backups and things like that. I just used it last spring myself. Our sink was backed up and somebody came out and staked out our sink and fixed it. So I appreciated it that night.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you. That's all I had.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yep, so a sewer line usually costs like anywhere from 5,000 to 15,000. Is there a cap or do you cover everything? Let's say if it's broken.
So it's $12,000 per occurrence. So that, say they had their sewer line was, blocked earlier in the year, we come out and clean it out, and that's, $1,000. And then later down the road, they would have another claim. They get $12,000 every time. And the reason we picked that $12,000 number is since we've been doing the program, 98% of every claim that's been filed through this program has fallen under that $12,000. So.
Okay, I have another question. Do you cover the tree roots damage to the line?
So what was that, sir?
Tree roots damage to the.
Oh, yes.
So that is covered.
To be honest, that's probably, a big majority of what, we see in sewer lines. So yeah, that's covered. We'll come out and, clear out the tree roots for them, whatever it needs to be done. What we actually asked our contractor to do is they'll come out and they'll camera the line. If they see it's something that can just be cleared out and they don't have to dig and, disturb the yard, then that's what they'll do. But in that cammering, if they notice that, hey, there's, a section that's collapsed or another section that's going to collapse, that's when they kind of have the authority to do what's going to be best for the resident. Because we don't want to have to keep coming out there. We want to make sure we fix it right the first time.
Okay, what about freezing?
Frozen lines are covered for the water line as well.
Oh, okay. So how it works, like you guys send a letter to the residents and then they sign up for this, or the village is going to send on your behalf, like how this thing?
Yeah, so.
What is our involvement, the village involvement?
Yeah. Really, the village's only involvement was, first I work with Doug and making sure that our program's going to cover everything your residents are responsible for. So we kind of tailor that coverage to your codes. But yeah, we mail the letters ourselves. We do use the village's name and logo on that letter just to let the residents know this is something that we're working in part with the village on. But all costs of that are paid for by us. And then like I said, we do provide that to the village before we ever mail it. So you have an opportunity to review it. And then only once it's approved by the village will we go ahead and send that out to your residents.
So you are sending a letter on our letterhead, like the village letter, like it looks like a village letter, or is it your company?
Yeah, it's kind of a co-brand. It's, our company and the village. And that's what we really work with the village. So it's whatever you guys are comfortable with. We have some communities that, this is a major issue in their community. They really push it strong. They want, a lot of involvement from the village. We have others that just it's more of an introduction for us to your residents that, hey, here's a company that came to us. This is what they do. They work with all these other communities and they really can help you if you have an issue. So it's really up to you how strong you want it.
Yeah. Okay. So, the reason why I'm bringing this, because, in the past we had these incidents in which we sent some letters and people were thinking that it's from the village. And so they are confused. So we want to just make sure that this is something from a private company and our involvement is just, we want to make sure that, we are just partnering. It's not from the village.
Yeah.
So the mail should be, clearly say that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can definitely work with you to have that, have that said. You'll have the first right of approval for anything that we send out. So if you want it to look like that, that's what we'll do.
Okay, thank you.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes, I got a question. This list is current Illinois partners. Are these all the people that you are servicing?
Yeah, those are all the communities that we're servicing throughout the state right now.
Okay. There's nobody in DuPage County
There's two, Hanover Park
that
and
are you
Roselle.
servicing. I mean,
I think Roselle and Hanover Park are the closest.
Roselle is the only one. Hanover Park is not DuPage.
Well, they're partly in
Part of it.
DuPage, yeah.
But the only one is the village of Roselle. So why is not everybody else jumping on this program?
To be honest, it's just, trying to get in front of everybody. I'm the representative there in Illinois, so I come and meet with everybody. So it's just trying to get through all the counties. It kind of takes off in one county and then it kind of, spreads throughout the state. So.
Okay, thank you.
Any other, Trustee Schmidt?
Is there a waiting period between the time you apply for the program and a claim can be made?
Yes, so it's a 30-day wait. So if they signed up, say today, June 4th, they would be able to file a claim July 4th.
Any other questions, board? Okay. Is there a motion to adopt? Thank you so much, by the way, for all the information. We appreciate it very much.
No, I appreciate the time. Thank you very much for inviting me here tonight.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt Resolution 2026-R-83? Trustee Light?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Schmidt. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Resolution 2026-R-83 is approved. Moving on to item G, public discussion of agenda items. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address this board on an agenda item only? Hi, Ken.
Name's Robinson from Glendale Heights. I would have liked the question to be asked if they offered another service as far as for the people that had the window wells going around their house, if they, another product that they could purchase for that. But that wasn't discussed.
Through this particular organization?
Yeah, I know that they have these three products.
Interesting.
And that was good. I like these three products. But I'm saying if they do offer another product to other people, because at least a third of the village all have basements or sub-basements
Yeah.
with window wells. And you have the same problem as far as for roots getting in those lines. I was just wondering if they offered that.
Interesting.
That
I'm sure
question
that we
was-
could ask that question.
The question was, yeah, we brought it up in the committee meeting, but it wasn't brought up
Oh, we didn't get it
tonight.
asked this time.
Yeah.
And we've already disconnected, I'm assuming, right? Okay. I think we can take that as a follow-up item and find out. Good question. Thank you, sir.
I got a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Hey, excuse me, Doug, you can check that out, right, for the window walls? All right, thank you.
Good evening, Christopher Epstein, Club Drive. What about multi-family communities such as ours? We're not responsible for the outside. Are our communities going to contract with that? And are we only able to do the inside of the particular contract?
Interesting.
So nothing was brought up about that either
Mhm.
with our.
So like your HOA covers your sewer line?
Yeah, well, is it us, or is our HOA going to be covering that?
Who's responsible today for your?
I would
sewer
assume that the HOA is responsible for it, and then what will happen is that we would get jacked up on with special assessments. I would assume that would be across the, we've got 4 HOAs in our. 5, well, that's including the pool too. So that would be another situation.
I guess why would you need insurance if your HOA covers it?
Yeah, but if we want to protect us getting a special assessment, we would want it possibly.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Moving on to executive session, there is none. Is there a motion to adjourn? Trustee Viacon.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Thank you, Trustee Light. All in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Trustee Meritato, you have the committee of the whole meeting.
I'd like to call the committee of the whole meeting of Thursday, June 4th, 2026 to order. Could the clerk notice present?
Trustee Schmidt?
Here.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Here.
Trustee Meritato?
Here.
Trustee Light?
Here.
Trustee Viacon?
Here.
I'm here.
President. President Gianelli. Sorry.
Thank you.
Is there any, Mohammed?
No, first Light.
Okay, Mr. Light.
First meeting, okay, we're gonna go events, meetings, and communication. One item, yeah.
Event meetings?
Yeah, event, meeting, communications.
Okay, trustee Siddiqui.
Thank you, trustee Meritato. Yeah, it's a pay by room rental, new trend in renting pay by room. And I also have the Posse Street with DuPage County. So I also want to talk about that.
DuPage County?
Yeah, Posse Street.
Oh, okay, got you.
One more.
Okay. Yeah.
Just fire and police.
Fire and police?
Yeah, that's it.
Did trustee Schmidt have something?
No?
No, nothing? I have something.
Thank God. Okay.
Mayor has something.
Oh, Mayor.
E-bikes?
The who?
E-bikes?
E-bikes.
Okay, Bill, you sure you don't have one? You're the only, you're
Come
the
on,
only
come on,
one
you
left
might as well,
out.
might as well.
Keep it short and brief.
Jenny's not here, so we got time.
Yeah, yeah, my Jessica's not here, so we're good.
Wow.
Okay, we'll move on to the committee reports. Glendale Ice Golf Committee. That would be me. Okay, one my hand. Okay, the month of May, we had 3,933 rounds of golf being played. Last year at this time, we are 1,271 rounds of golf up this year. So that's good. So if we keep up the rate like that, we'll be in great shape.
Trustee, I have a question.
Yes.
Will you be participating in the fiesta on the fairway?
Ooh, yeah, that's coming up.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So will I. I'll be there too. Okay.
We'll report on that a little later in the year.
Got it.
Okay, Historical House
Yes.
Committee.
Yes, actually, the committee has been working many hours trying to put it back together after we have disassembled everything. We're working diligently, trying to get it prepped up for our June 27th open house. That's from 10 a.m. to noon with Glenside Fire Department. Everybody come on out, take a look at the new displays, and let's hear some good opinions. That's all I got.
Trustee Light, thank you to you and the other members of the Historical House Committee. I know we mentioned the move with the mayor and the role that you played, but I just want to say thank you again. That was special and it was fun to have such a fancy bathroom break spot.
Yeah,
That was nice.
escorted bathroom tours
Yes,
is what
thank
it
you.
turned out to be.
We liked it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
No problem.
Ordinance Committee?
Okay, we
Hello.
had our meeting on the 28th of May, and we discussed the water line insurance that we acted on earlier tonight. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Okay, Parks and Recs. I do have, I was handed this before the meeting, and I'll just read it. It was $17 from a donation for plants, and there was another $17 to match. What this resident wants us to do with it, they give it to you, Barb, $34 in this envelope for T-ball. Our T-ball teams. So I'll give it to you. And I want to thank the lady for doing it. She's a very well presented resident. And Camber Park. Who wants to handle this? Doug, do you want to handle this with the
Sure.
problems?
I think this kind of covers the mayor's topic too.
Yes, sir.
So, we just resurfaced Camera Park, basketball court. Spent a lot of money doing the court. And we know that bikes, not just e-bikes, but all bikes right now are out because kids are out and the school's out. And I want to stress it's not just e-bikes, it's a lot of kids on bikes, which is great because they're out. Better if they were pedaling and not using a battery to operate their bikes. But the complaints we're getting, and they're numerous, of kids all over the place on e-bikes, but specifically damaging our property. So this court was finished 2 weeks ago. The subsurface that was put on there was pretty expensive. The paint job's pretty expensive. We have kids today, and we found some of them, that are damaging our property purposefully. And you can see on that mark right there, and David, just keep going through, there's another one that's in the blue area that's through the paint and into the substrate right there of the asphalt that the paint is covering. We're not going to fix this today or tomorrow or next week or 2 weeks from now because at some point it's just going to happen again. And we're asking the parents of kids at Camera Park to have a conversation with them and let them know it's not okay to damage our property. We're going to prosecute them, and then we're going to ban them from the park, and they're not going to be at Summerfest, they're not going to be at the parks. Because if they're at our parks and damaging our parks purposefully, that's a problem. And the kids are kids. E-bikes are not allowed in the village. E-bikes are going to be prohibited by the state here as soon as Governor Pritzker signs a new law that was passed in Congress over the weekend. That law is actually way more restrictive than our ordinance. And when that law passes, if you're under the age of 16, I think Chief will probably talk about this too, but if you're under the age of 16, you can't have the e-bike period, and there's some severe consequences for having it. My point is, this is just Camera Park. We have damage from bicycles all over all of our parks. And our bathrooms that we've opened and have to spend extra hours a week cleaning because they're being damaged. So we want to keep everything open, we want to keep everything nice, but we're asking the parents to have conversations with your kids to ask them not to do this. Because the consequences, when we find them, are going to be pretty harsh. And I don't mean to come up here and be flippant about it, but that's just the facts. Because there's thousands of people a week that are at Camera Park right now. It's one of the best parks in DuPage County.
That's right.
And number 7 ranked last year. And we want to keep it that way. And we can't do it if we don't get the cooperation from all the people that attend there to help police. The other thing I would ask the parents to do is to have a conversation with your kids, because every one of our employees that has approached the kids on these bikes doing the damage, because we've witnessed it, as well as at the golf course with our rangers who have been at the golf course, who have asked the kids on bikes to not be on our golf greens and not be on our fairways and not be on our paths. They are met with verbal assaults, they are met with swear words, they are met with middle fingers. It's not behavior that should be tolerated by adults from 14, 15, 16-year-old kids. So we're asking that if an adult from the village, or any adult for that matter, approaches you at a park because you're doing something that is inappropriate, have a little respect. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I'll take care of this and we'll be on our way. That's all we're asking. Because our employees are there trying to do the right thing, and they're met with verbal abuse and verbal assaults from younger teenagers. And that's also going to get them banned for the summer from these parks. Because it's a family park. And the people that are there at the parks deserve to have some respect when they're at the park. So that's my rant. But hopefully people can start respecting the property that the village is trying to improve on a regular basis and not damage it, because it's gonna look like that the whole summer. Because there's no point in fixing it, because it's gonna happen again.
Doug, is there a possibility we can put up a sign, no e-bikes allowed in the park?
We did.
They're up?
They tore them out.
They tore them out?
Yep.
So what if?
We have
there'll
more
be-
signs, we have more signs that'll be more permanent going up. Signs are signs, right? But we did put signs up there that said no bikes, not just e-bikes, but no bikes on the basketball court, right? Because there's a skate park right next door that's built for bikes. And we put signs up and they tore them down.
So what's our park ranger? He has a radio, right? We give him a radio?
Yes.
So what authority do we give him? I mean, what can we allow him to do within our boundaries?
So the park ranger has the authority to ask the kids to leave. He has the authority to call the police and ask the police to respond. The park ranger is not a policeman. The park ranger does not have the authority to detain, does not have the authority to argue, really, we don't want that from our employees arguing with these kids absent the police, right? He doesn't have the authority to arrest or anything like that, right? We're not doing citizens arrests of our park rangers on 13 or 14-year-old kids. He has the authority to ask them to leave and to behave according to the appropriate behavior of a park. But that's kind of the limits of their authority.
So could we hold the parents responsible for the damage if these kids do it?
I think the chief can talk more about that, but our ordinance, the ordinance we have for e-bikes, and again, I'm taking e-bike, it's bikes in general that's making this mess. The ordinance is written under parental responsibility, right? So under the Glendale Heights ordinance for e-bikes, the parents are responsible for the children riding the e-bikes. We're not holding the 14-year-old or 13-year-old, 10-year-old who's riding the bike responsible and writing them a citation. The parents ultimately are responsible.
Okay, what do you have on that, chief?
So the answer to your question is this has happened in the past where somebody damaged park property. When they get charged, the court makes them pay restitution. It'll come a little bit later, so Doug is right. The park won't get fixed right away by the restitution, but after the court is done, the great thing about Camera Park, when we built this beautiful park, we put cameras there too. So it was easy for us to identify who did this damage to the park, and that's just the way it goes. We have a great school districts in Glendale Heights and SROs that they don't want this action tolerated, so they will help identify whoever is doing this damage, and that's how we found this out.
All right, because this is uncalled for.
Correct.
I mean, this is just outrageous. I mean, we got to hold somebody accountable.
Yep.
Because this is all taxpayer money that
That's
we
right.
built this park.
Correct.
And these kids are wrecking it. I mean, it's not right.
No, you're right.
So we're gonna have to do something to curb it. Whether we have to put somebody out there all day long and pay them, we have to look at our options. So, any questions?
So,
Trustee Mohammed?
so how the bike gets in, can we put something so the bike cannot get into this?
So we used to have that.
Okay.
Now, I say that with jest, right? We had a very prison-looking fence around our basketball court, which still exists around the skate park. And it honestly is you feel like you're in a cage when you're in it, right? Now, it kept the bikes out, but for the most part, 'cause you still had a door to get in, you still had entry to get in, but it was a much bigger fence than we put up there today. And we put up the fence today because we want people to feel open, right? We want that ability to go back and forth to the playground area and to the basketball court, right? When the big fence was up there, you couldn't do that.
Okay.
Right? So we made it more mobile, we made it more scenic, we made it honestly beautiful, right? The fencing that we put up there is enough to keep the basketballs from going north and south, but not obtrusive that you can't get into it, right? At some point, we might have to go back to something, but we don't want to do that. We'd rather just curb the behavior, right? There's not enough law enforcement working in DuPage County to come to Glendale Heights and cover e-bikes for one night. Seriously, right? The police cannot, there's 6 guys working right now, or 7 guys working right now, right? There's probably 40 kids on bikes throughout the town riding around, right? The police don't have the resources to sit there 24 hours a day for e-bikes. And we're really asking the parents to help control the kids on bikes and stay out of the parks, because they're not allowed in the parks, period, right? And bicycles are, e-bikes aren't. And if they are at the park, please don't damage our park. I don't think it's that big of an ask to have a conversation with your son or daughter and say, don't do this. And then also, if you're confronted, to be a little respectful. I don't think it's too much of an ask. And our employees don't deserve to be cussed at and sworn at and given the middle finger for asking them to get off the court. Or our seniors who are the rangers at the golf course. So I apologize for my rant, but I wanted the public to kind of know this is what's going on. And oh yeah, it's Nazo's, pick a park, it's happened everywhere. Camera just happened to be the most popular. Right.
What about body cameras for the rangers?
Yeah, he's got a cell phone camera. But that's another issue that we don't want to really get into as far as that goes, because he's not a police department employee, he's a parks employee.
I think it's very fair of us to ask our community to be a community. I think it's very fair of us to ask our neighbors to be good neighbors, not just to each other, but to the parks, the facilities, and the staff that we are paying for to serve, to protect, to create beautiful spaces. It's not just an okay ask, it's the right thing to do. So parents, family, guardians, if you have an e-bike at your house and you have a child or children that are young, please have that conversation with them to respect the property of the Village of Glendale Heights, because we are paying for that. That was literally just completed a couple weeks ago, and it was beautiful, and we were all so proud and excited for that to reopen after being closed. And now to have it damaged purposefully, unnecessarily, it's just not acceptable and not tolerated. So please have that conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doug.
We're in a pretty good shape with the schools. Couldn't we have maybe the schools, somebody, school tell the kids, about Cambridge Park, or have some flyers made and put them, have the schools pass them out to the kids?
Yep, right when they come back in session in fall.
I'm thinking about before we end, because we're ending this tomorrow is the last day.
Tomorrow, very interesting though, for Trustee Biacon's school district, they don't allow e-bikes to go there anyway, which is, the Camera Park does have the most e-bikes there, just because they have the paths around.
I'm just trying to figure something out, man, so.
I've recommended that to have us send a flyer out to the parents, because there's flyers out that get sent out every week, every day, and that we should have that rules that we have on our newsletter put out so that they know what the consequences are.
I wonder also, Chief, if we could look at maybe this.
Maybe we can put in the water bill or something, a flyer or something, I don't know. Any other questions?
I'm
Here?
sorry, Chief, maybe this fall our SROs could have a back to school conversation that they get to share an update about e-bikes expectations and behaviors, just to help us socialize it.
Yep, we can do that too, and I know both school districts are open to putting that, actually signs on their property with the rules too, so.
I like that.
We can do all that.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
No, sir.
Okay, Property Enhancement Committee. Who is that? Okay. No report.
No, I can tell you, we did have a meeting, forgot the day, but they did have a meeting regarding it. It was a good meeting.
Was that the landlord meeting?
Okay.
No, it was not a landlord meeting.
Okay.
Senior Citizen Advisory Committee.
Okay, we've got on the 11th coming up the summer barbecue. That's about it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Capital Vision Committee?
No report.
No report. Thank you. Okay, is there any public comment of the committee recommendations and discussion regarding only? Okay, being none. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address this board on a discussion regarding items only? Okay.
Matt, did you want to speak? Okay.
Oh, I'm
Come on
sorry.
up.
I'm sorry, go
Come
to
on
podium?
up.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry.
Take your time.
I don't know if this pertains,
Okay.
but I just would like to know, hello, my name is Joanne Beauregard. I live in the townhomes in the golf course area. Okay, 1422 Fairway Drive. We have been seeing Intron trucks. We got the notice and the card in the mail. Okay? What exactly are they doing? Because AT&T, Comcast, and Xfinity have been coming around our property and putting cable, tying up our streets. And Intron, I know, is a utilities type of. Are they putting in cable for the electricity or for utilities?
I believe it's the fiber.
It is the fiber?
Yeah, it's the fiber.
And that's only for,
Internet.
that's it?
Mm-hmm.
So,
From AT&T.
from AT&T, so that means you have to have AT&T in order to be getting this?
No.
Okay.
So,
Should I leave now?
no, you're fine.
You're fine.
We have 3 fiber companies that are working in town right now, or soon to be working in town. AT&T, and then Lumos and Ripple. So AT&T, Lumos, Ripple are gonna be putting fiber in throughout Glendale Heights. They are private businesses that are gonna be competing for all the households equally to bring in fiber, right, not copper cable like Comcast, but fiber to your homes for internet usage, right? So everything you've seen in the last 2 months with all the flags out, all the underground boring, is all related to mostly AT&T putting in underground fiber.
Okay.
The other 2 companies are just in the early phases of their processes. They really haven't started yet. But AT&T's been out very robust in
Yes, I saw.
running the fiber.
Okay.
But-
Now what about Astound?
Estelle might be out just working on cable.
Okay. They're not, because that's basically what bought Huawei, Wide
Yes,
Open Web.
they might just be working on their cable lines.
Okay, so they're not doing any of that.
Not that we're aware of.
Okay, thank you very, very much.
I do know they're turning up a lot of backyards by the golf course.
Oh, my God.
By everywhere.
Yes.
Oh, the backyards are,
We were just concerned because when we go to our association board meetings, you know, people are complaining about this, that, and the other thing. and
yeah,
it's
they're
like to
tearing
have-
up those backyards. All
Thank you
right,
so
thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, committee recommendations, none. Discussion regarding police, chief.
All right, thank you for letting me be here. What I'm going to talk today about is what happened in 2025, what's happening now, and what's going to happen in the future in terms of police and crime stats that we've been seeing throughout town and what they actually mean. So first of all, in order to reduce crime, you have to a few things. First of all is being the presence. You guys will understand what I'm talking about when I mean presence. Second is education, and that's making sure that people understand what the laws are. If you don't understand the laws, then it's unfair for everybody. And then third is enforcement, and that's how you reduce crime. A lot of police chiefs will come up and they'll talk in the public that they're great because crime stats are down. That's not always true. Certain crime stats you want to bring down, other crime stats you want to bring up. You want to do enforcement sometimes if there's things going on. And I'll get into speeding autos in a little bit and why it's important to make sure that your crime rate is up for that so that you're out there doing the work, right? The first thing I'm going to talk about is Part 1 crimes. Part 1 crimes are things that we think about are felony offenses, high-level offenses. This is the stats from 24 to 25. Those numbers are crazy. We only had 1 robbery last year, residential burglary only had 3, and vehicle burglaries we only had 16 too. A lot of that is just being out there. Doug will tell you, those numbers are not normal. Residential burglaries are usually in the 30 to 40s throughout the year. Robberies were always high. I think legalizing cannabis changed that too, because you don't have cannabis burglaries anymore. And breaking into cars was always high too. Those numbers are really, really low.
Especially for a community that allows parking 24/7 on the street.
Correct. So the next thing is retail thefts. Retail thefts are, of course, things that happen in stores. You can see those are down 60 some there, and motor vehicle thefts are down 16. Those numbers, motor vehicle thefts, are generally in the 40s, right around 30, 40 numbers, and those are low too. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is Part 2 crimes. Those are usually misdemeanors, batteries, and assaults at usually fighting. Criminal damage is wrecking property, of course, and drug offense is something different. Drug offense is higher. That's proactive policing. That's why the numbers are higher for there. Now, what is proactive policing and why do those numbers change? How are we reducing crimes and how are we stopping other things that are busier? Well, this is the answer. So if you guys look at foot patrols, in 2025, we did over 3,000 foot patrols. To put that in perspective, in 2021, we did 521. So that number is crazy. We are out there a lot. Traffic stops. This number right there, 8,590, is the most traffic stops that we've done since they started recording traffic stops, and that was in 2004. And we need that. We see speeders all the time, correct? And extra watches are making sure that you're checking areas that are high-risk areas. When you're in those areas, you're going to reduce the crimes. Okay, so what do the traffic stops do for us? We got the highest amount of DUIs, 87, that we've had since 2012. The suspended revokes, you can see there's 50 more of those. People are just driving without license. And total citations issued was almost 5,100 citations were issued last year. Why were those citations issued? This is it. Speeders, people who are driving bad. If you have people that are not paying attention to the signs, if you have people that are driving all over the road, improper lane usage, and if you have people speeding, all those numbers are up and all those numbers are the citations that were issued. That's all good, but this is what's worse. In 2024, we had 83 people arrested for speeding at rates 26 miles an hour over the speed limit. Last year, we had 98. This number is from yesterday. 78 arrests so far in 2026 for people driving 26 miles an hour over the speed limit. And that number is actually wrong because we had another one today. That is insane. We had somebody who was going 70 down President, somebody who was going, what did they just tell me? 90 down North Avenue, 91 down North Avenue, and it was 80 down Schmale. So they're doubling the speed limit, is what I'm telling you. People are driving crazy. So we put a lot of our enforcement on that and making sure that we are out there. In addition to those,
George, what's the penalty for aggravated speeding?
so I'm going to get into, let me get back to that because there's new legislation out there that's going to even help us even more. This, when Doug was a chief, since I've been a chief, this has always been our goal, right here, to reduce crashes. Last year, we had no fatal crashes. Our personal injury crashes went down a lot, and our private property crashes went down a lot. We've always tried to figure out how we can do this, but we finally got it to actually work. So this is roadway crashes. This isn't parking lots. This is people driving on the road, and that's through enforcement.
Also, a lot of parking ticket issued. A lot of those are, I have to thank Pat for that because he calls us all the time and tells us to.
Thanks, George.
And of course, local ordinance citations. Local ordinance citations, think about those as e-bikes right now. We violate ordinance, that's what those are for, right? All right, this is what Village Administrator Flint was talking about. There's new bills that are out there. These bills have passed both the House and the Senate, and they're just waiting for the governor to sign. Here's what's kind of neat. So when people get DUIs, in order to drive their car, they have to blow into a machine, right? Now, if you are one of those aggravated speeders, people are driving like idiots, the new thing is now that you have to have that thing installed inside your vehicle or you cannot drive. So it prevents them from driving. Now, think about that, because those are also people that are revoked and suspended that are driving too. It stops that from happening, it makes our roads safer, correct? Village Administrator Flynn also talked about this one. This is our Senate bill, which is 336. This is the low-speed electric bikes. This is a game changer. It was Tuesday on NBC. The Lombard chief was on talking about this. This legislation, what it does is that it mandates that if you have an e-bike that travels at 28 miles an hour, has the capability of doing that, which is a majority of e-bikes out there, then you have to have a license plate on that bicycle. You also have to have insurance on that bicycle, and you also have to have a driver's license on that bicycle for that bicycle to ride it. So what that is saying is that you can actually get arrested for a Class A misdemeanor for riding an e-bike that goes 28 miles an hour. Like I said, this is sitting on Governor Pritzker's desk to get signed. If that legislation passed, it's a huge game changer. I am going to talk about what Village Administrator Flint said. Most kids that have the e-bikes, most parents that have the e-bikes don't understand this, right? They don't understand this at all. And most people that have these e-bikes are good. They are. There is 5 to 10% that are goofballs, and they ruin it for everybody. They're the ones that fly around Camera Park. They have disregard for the people that are out there. They don't care. But most people are good, right? We just have to make sure, going back to that second slide, that we educate people and say, hey, no, you can't be doing this. This is not the right way to do it. It's not the safe way to do it. If we do that, then we will succeed. So I think that's all I have. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
In regards to the equipment for monitoring speed, will that like reduce, like if they get to a certain speed, it'll like reduce, or will it just record and report?
Yep, both. There have ones that can actually stop it, and then the ones that record it too. So it's very similar to that Bait device, so it only goes to certain people that can operate it. So it's a great deterrent that they have out there right now.
So George, what's the maximum speed for e-bikes to avoid those charges? Like what can they?
So here's what's nuts, Trustee Siddiqui. That on that NBC one, I think Trustee Biakan watched it. They actually went to one of the bike stores in Chicago, and he was talking about the bikes, and he said, oh, yeah, this bike right here has a maximum speed of 61 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. So these e-bikes can go a lot of different speeds. The manager of that store was against the legislation because he said that a majority of the bikes do reach 28 miles an hour. So it's going to affect quite a few of them. The complaints that we have, the one that you guys saw, the damage at Camera Park, that's a high-powered e-bike. That's one of the bikes that would be associated with this. It can reach that 28 miles an hour plus.
Okay, so let's say if they are doing 15 miles an hour, that's fine then, like in the e-bike, or?
We have different ordinances or state laws too. There's certain requirements that you have to have. There's still the age limit. So that state law, that's just the icebreaker. That's the one that tops everything. We still have the restrictions on e-bikes that you have to be the certain age. You have to be 16. The state law is 15. So there's still restrictions on who can ride the e-bikes,
okay.
Correct?
Interesting. Interesting.
Anything else?
Yeah, so I've seen that video about in Lombard, and I also have a friend that I work with who told me that in St. Charles, that if they get caught several times, it affects their driver license capability or obtaining one down the road. Is that any true or anything like that?
That's not true.
No.
That's
It
not
could, if you, under the state statute, if the law is signed into law,
It has to be but the local ordinance can't do that. But.
Not under local ordinance, but under state
ordinance.
statute, if
Statute.
Pritzker signs the law,
Then it can.
then anybody who is riding a e-bike under the age of 16 who does not have a driver's license, who can't have a driver's license, technically doesn't have a driver's license while driving a vehicle, right? That's an arrestable offense.
It's just like a car.
Yeah.
It's exactly like a car, and it gets impounded just like a car too. So then you'd have to pay the impound fee. So there's a lot of ramifications if you actually do it, and the state law does pass. All right, thank
Chief,
you.
I just had one, I guess, question. I did hear about the interagency work that our police department is doing along with other police departments to enforce speeding expectations around Route 64 on North
Yes.
Avenue. And I was impressed to hear about that. Could you just tell us a little bit about that and how we're participating?
So what it is any agency, they were invited that it touches Route 64 to get in Campaign 64. And the whole idea is so we reduce it. Like I said earlier, we had a person that was driving 91 down North Avenue, which is crazy. The speed limit's 45, and it should never be like that. There's no reason to do that. You're making it unsafe. So what we did is we got all our communities together and said, hey, let's do this. Let's make sure that we're reducing the speed. Let's tell the public that we're out there to make sure they're safe.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Isn't the law 25 over, you have to go to court?
So it's 26 over it's the misdemeanor that you get arrested
26?
for. Yes, and that's what all those arrests were for, going 26 miles over the speed limit.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on to other. Trustee Light.
Okay, this one's kind of simple. I was on Facebook and I was noticed and ran across something that kind of bothered me because I didn't know anything about it. Never heard anything about it, was never talked to about it, but it was called Build It Right, Ask Your Village Planner. It'll be at Glenside Library. So I found out about it on Facebook. I knew nothing about it. None of the other trustees knew anything about it. And I was embarrassed because if I would have been asked by a resident, hey, can you tell me about this? I would have to say I know nothing about what's going on. And the other half of that is, I think it's a great program. And if I knew about it, I'd be able to at least give it to my residents and let them know what's going on. Could you add anything to that? Why didn't we know about it? And
Yeah, so it's a pilot program. It's something, the library district actually reached out to Armando directly. Armando Ponce is our economic development and planning manager. They reached out to him separately to say, hey, we're trying to run this thing to get people involved in, local government planning. Would you want to do it? And he's like, sure. He was, he actually just graduated and got his master's degree as well. So congratulations to him.
Congratulations.
But he was like kind of doing it as school as well, right? To do some outreach like that. He worked with David a little bit on doing some light, encouragement for people to come out. I think it was just a test run to see how it goes, but I think it's going to continue out through the summer. It's just to come out and ask a plan or something, right? So basically, what is zoning? What is, just some of those basic things. I think 6 people came out. He told me about it today. He said he had good conversations with them about some of those things. Did we fall short in advertising? Probably, but it is just something that just started. It was a pilot program, so we definitely encourage people to come out and do that some more.
I asked that the trustees and the mayor be kept in the loop on stuff like this. It's easier for us when we get questions about things we see, events and things that happen, like a lack of 471 calls, which is our calls for emergencies and things that happen. The communication part is all I'm looking to improve. Sure. I mean, because this program, I think it'd be a great program because it answers a lot of questions that people have every single day. But I didn't know what it was about.
Sure.
I couldn't answer the question. If somebody called me up, I would have had to just put my hands in there and go, I'll get back to you on that. And I hate doing that, but anything like that, even with all the programs that we have going, just keep us informed, please. That's all I ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, good. Jason, is there a possibility that when you do something like that, you can email the trustee and the mayor and let us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let us know where he's going and what he's doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good, thank you. Okay, Mr. Mohammed, trustee.
Thank you. So, I'm seeing a new trend, which is like pay by room, and I sent you an email, Jason, about that. So I just wanna ask, we wanna keep an eye on that, and if we can also educate our residents if they see this trend, that a lot of people are living in one rental, or there is parking at room. So if we can, because I know it's kind of hard for us to enforce that because, but this is something which we have to keep an eye. And what can we, maybe in our next newsletter, we can educate people or ask people help if they see this trend, a lot of people who are renting just by room, or even I heard that it's by bed. There is a new trend. It's like two people in a room. So someone bought a house of 3-bedroom and then have a basement of 2 room or 1 room. So it's 4 room and it can accommodate 8 people in there.
Sure.
And then there's a parking issue. Then they are using it's not just right.
It is a complex issue,
Yeah.
and obviously it's a concern. So, regionally, when we talk about a housing crisis and things like that,
Yeah.
these types of things are born out of
Yeah.
larger trends going on, right? From our perspective, the things that we do, and we can continue to do so, is when you see those things, you call us and let us know. If you feel there's overcrowding, honestly, when you see a lot of traffic and cars too, that could be a home occupation we don't know about. It could be a rental we don't know about. So when those are brought to our attentions, we start a rental research. We start looking into, deeds and things like that to see who's living there. Are they in our program? Because we do have a robust rental research program. So when it comes to, renting it out, and you're not on the rental program, that's one thing we can start following up. Well, we do. We can take that case and follow up on. If it's not, and they're just, or if they are and they're on the rental, but you physically subdivide it, or if you're putting unique locks on all the bedrooms and putting A, B, and C on the doors inside the house, you cannot, it's a boarding home. They're not allowed in any of our residential districts. You cannot have that. You can't turn a single family home into a duplex, triplex, or multifamily home. That being said, if you own the home and you live there and you want to rent to a friend to live in the bedroom there and there's no physical space, that's allowed, right? Very similarly in a college town, 4 people get together, they rent a house and they just share it, right? That's fine. We can't define family, we can't tell who, Fair Housing Act, we can't tell that. But we can definitely investigate it, especially if there's non-single family, stuff happening in a single family zone. That's usually where we get that stuff from. But it's mostly stuff we do, just let us know and we can do these investigations.
Yeah, and I think that's where the residents can help us, and if we can educate them, or maybe we can put this in our newsletter, that if you see, any house with parking issues, or maybe we can see the spike in the water bill or something, then
We use that too.
Yeah, because this is something new which is coming, and it's getting more and more. I can see this trend. The other thing is about the Paul Street. Is there a DuPage County board meetings which we can attend? Doug, do you know, what's the date and
Yeah,
we can?
they're online. I can look them up for you. They're all during the day.
During the day, okay.
So I had a conversation yesterday with one of their community development people about the property next to your subdivision. We had a back and forth about a lot of things. I asked him to have some follow-up on some things that he presented. He's researching that. I also asked him to put everything that he said to me, 'cause I took some notes, but I couldn't keep up, honestly, to put that in an email to me so that I could forward it to you. He hasn't provided that yet today, but once I get that, I'll certainly let you know about that.
Okay,
And I can have a conversation with privately about what he said to me and I took the notes on.
okay, thank you. That's all, Mr. Meritato.
All right, thank you. Okay, John?
Yes, thank you, Trustee Mercado. So I just want to kind of see what I've observed for the past couple of days. First, I want to thank the police department. Chief already did actually a report, so I didn't kind of see that here earlier, but thank you for that. And also for the fire department. I know that we've had a lot of house fires that has happened. In fact, 2 today. So, and all those local area villages that's helped us put those out. I mean, when that call came out, it was very quick. I heard one come down my street, and it wasn't just that long that we were getting something from the chief that, hey, another one is already good to go. So the response time for these people are very quickly, and they put it out.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say thank you.
Okay, John, thank you. Mayor,
No, we covered my e-bike questions already, so I'm good.
you good?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, is there any public comment? Come to the podium and speak your name and address where you live.
My name's Robinson, the address 145 Golden. I wanted to speak to, you're in charge of streets, right? Okay, last winter, they came in front of our house there, and I got a root that grows, but it tilted the mailbox. They came out and fixed the mailbox, but the root itself, they left the root. All they did was just throw a piece of sod over it. Well, it was late in the season, so the sod didn't get a chance to take, so all that grass is dead. The root's still there. So I'm asking, will you guys come out and cut the root out? Or should I pay someone to do it, and then I'll give the bill to the village?
No, we will address that. I was told that was taken care of, so
Yeah, well,
it's there.
yeah, it was taken care of. They fixed the mailbox and threw down a piece of sod over the top of it, and that's how they took care of it. The root was still there; it was never cut out. And now
Okay.
I'm right back
We
to the
will-
same original problem.
Okay. We'll
So that's
take
why
care
it
of
needs to be addressed.
Okay.
Thank you.
145 Goldman, Ken?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Ken.
Mr. Epstein again. Mr. Viacon, you mentioned about the fires and stuff, and I do have a concern about that, and I've discussed it with Chief in the past with the big issue of people grilling right outside the garages. And I think we need to crack down on that, especially I've seen it in my neighborhood multiple times, and I've called police department, and I don't know if you've relayed that, but we've seen a lot of it. I don't have so much of an issue more with the gas grills because those are controlled, but I've seen the ones that are using charcoal and squirting the little thing and it's blowing up. And we've had a couple fires in my subdivision, one that took out a garage, another one that was inside the house a couple years ago. And I just don't need, it not only affects that unit, but it affects all the people around it. So, Mr. Biakin, you are correct with regards to hearing all those. And I do appreciate all the other fire, and then we had the big issue on the apartment complex off to Glen Ellen Road, and we had the response from the multiple fire departments coming in and putting, luckily there wasn't any major deaths, no deaths, I think, and no major injuries with regard. But we don't need that, if we can control that and have our taken care of with that. But thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else? Okay, being none, I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Trustee Light,
Second.
is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Viacon. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Being none, meeting's over.
Thank you, everyone.